Little moments define a cricket match. It can be a perfect six, a perfect yorker, a blistering catch. On October 25, 2025, India played Australia in the third one day. Shreyas Iyer took a brilliant catch.
Does not pick it up well. Shreyas Iyer, an unbelievable athlete, had to run back, had to run really fast. I think just hit his elbow into the ground there. Oh, that looks really awkward. Hope he's fine.
Amidst the roaring crowd, India won that match. But behind the scenes, something happened. Shreyas Iyer got injured on the field after taking that spectacular catch and he walked into the dressing room. There he was okay, but suddenly he fainted and he had to be hospitalized. Let's see what happened. It was the third one dayer between India and Australia. The atmosphere in Sydney was electric, and every ball was like a game which was about to change. Alex Carey was finding the boundaries with ease, and India needed something special to grab back the momentum. In the 34th over, Harshit Rana bowled a ball. Alex Carey hit it in the air. Shreyas Iyer was standing at the deep backward point. Seeing the ball, he ran backwards. Full sprint, full commitment. And as he saw the ball land, he dived forward and he tried to take the catch. And he caught it also before the ball could land on the grass. The crowd roared and India grabbed back the momentum. But the moment he caught the ball, he threw the ball in the air. And the physio came in and he was like, this is nothing. But there was some pain in his abdomen. So he walked out of the field. This is when the real battle began. The moment he entered the dressing room, he had a slight pain in his abdomen. But the mood in the dressing room was ecstatic because he had taken a tremendous catch and he has turned the match on its head. But Shreyas Iyer was not feeling good. His face turned pale and he sat down in the dressing room with a sharp stabbing pain in the left side of his upper abdomen. Moments into that, he suddenly collapsed and he was immediately rushed to a hospital. The moment he was hospitalized, the first thing done was an abdominal scan because he felt a sharp pain in his abdomen before he had this episode of dizziness and his eventual collapse. And that is when they found out that he has a lacerated spleen. But how can a lacerated spleen land somebody in a hospital? Think of your spleen as an organ which is situated in the left upper abdomen. It is protected by the ribs. This spleen is a blood rich organ. This is usually used to purify your blood cells in the body and it is an essential part of the immune system of your body. See, this blood rich nature of this spleen makes it very vulnerable in blunt trauma. What Shreyas Iyer underwent was a blunt trauma to his abdomen when he fell down. When he fell down, what happened was the impact would have been immediately felt on his ribs, and his ribs would have recoiled backwards. And most probably, that would have been the reason when this recoiling rib would have hit the outer layer of spleen and lacerated it. But why is it dangerous? Because once the spleen lacerates, the blood starts pouring out into the abdomen. See, when you get lacerated in your hand, blood starts pouring out outside. But here, when the spleen is lacerated, it being a blood rich organ, it starts pouring into the abdomen. What it will do is, it will compress the major blood vessels there, and that will reduce the blood flow to the brain. That is the most probable reason why Shreyas Iyer had dizziness and this eventual collapse. After this, they decided that he has to undergo surgery to remove the blood which is there in the abdomen. Initially, they tried observation in the ICU thinking that it will settle. Since it did not settle down, he had to undergo an emergency surgery and all the blood was evacuated, and right now he is resting and his condition is stable. Right now, Shreyas Iyer's condition is stable and he is recovering very well, and let's wish him a speedy recovery. Wishes are pouring in from all over the world for his speedy recovery, and he is currently recovering post surgery in ICU. See, if we can see the video again, we can see the commitment of Shreyas Iyer, which has to be much appreciated. The ball was in the air and he ran backwards and he fell first to catch the ball and he put his body on the line for it. See, we all look into the glamorous life and luxurious life of cricketers saying that they are paid a lot and all. But you can clearly see how much they actually put on the line when they represent their country. This is a real testament to commitment. See, if we can see the life of these athletes beyond all this glamour, crowd roaring, the day they get injured is when the battle actually starts. it is more mental than physical. Cricketers tell me that once you get injured and when you're in your house is when the battle really begins, because the crowd goes entirely silent then, and there is no one around you except your loved ones, and you are going to take time to recover. This battle is more mental than physical, and actually coming back to the international stage after such injuries is something which is very commendable and much appreciated for. See, this recovery is going to take some time, but we really have to appreciate the commitment he puts in for the game he loves the most and he is representing his country for. Do like, share, and subscribe me for more interesting videos.